Good day everyone. Today we are presenting our research titled Design Development of Web-Based Library Management System. Our study focuses on creating a web-based system that simplifies library tasks for both students and librarians. This project not only addresses common library challenges but also supports the shift towards smarter digital solutions in education. Libraries play a vital role in student learning, but managing booklet return remains a challenge, often due to outdated systems that lack automated reminders. Traditional paper-based or basically digital logs lead to frequent overdue books and extra work for librarians. This study processes a modern web-based library management system with features like only borrowing ink automated due date notification to address these issues. Based on research by Maboba, 2021 digital systems reduce human error and improve data accuracy and reporting. The goal is to improve library efficiency, reduce overdue books, and enhance students' access to resources through a more reliable, and user-friendly system. This study identified several problems in the existing library system, including manual errors, slowly processing limited search functionality, and difficulty tracking borrowed books. To address these issues, the proposed web-based system was evaluated using the ISO 25010 software quality standards. The results showed that the system met the key criteria: is functionally suitable, efficient in performance, compatible with different devices, easy to use, reliable, secure, maintainable, and portable. This indicates that the proposed system effectively meets user needs and improve overall library management.
Now that we've discussed the purpose and goals of our research, let's move on to the methodology, where I will explain how we designed, develop, and evaluate our web-based library management system. This section covers the research design we use, the development process based on agile methodology, the tools and technologies involved, and how we gathered and analyzed data to assess the system's effectiveness. First is research design. This study adopts a descriptive research approach to analyze the current issues in the library system and developmental approach for building the web-based library management system. The research aims to gather feedback from students, instructors, and administrators to identify improvement areas. This will guide the system's design and functionality. Follow the software development methodology. The Agile methodology will guide the development process. It is an iterative and flexible approach that involves continuous feedback and communication between the development team and users. The Agile process involves planning, identifying system requirements through surveys and interviews, design, creating system architecture, wireframes, and users interface layouts, development, building the system using the PHP, MySQL, and other technologies, testing, verifying system functionalities and fixing bugs, deployment, installing the system on the live server for real-world use, and the last is review, gathering user feedback and making improvements. In this part of our study, we identified the minimum and recommended hardware and software requirements needed to run the web-based library management system efficiently. Hardware and software requirements. This study specifies the minimum and recommended hardware requirements for the system to run efficiently, such as 8 GB RAM and a Core i3 processor. The software requirements include PHP, MySQL for the system, and the various operating systems like Windows 10 or higher for the best performance. This section shows the use case diagrams which illustrate the main functions and interactions between users and the system. Use case diagram for different system users illustrate how each user interacts with the system. The admin manages user accounts, maintains the system. The book management adds updates and removes books, handles transactions like borrowing and returning. And the students search for books and request to borrow them. This diagram shows the system architecture of our web-based library management system. System architecture diagram shows how the library system interacts with users such as students and librarians and the instructors, and how data is processed through a central database. The system ensures efficient management of library resources. The respondents of our study include students, instructors, and the librarian from Isabela State University, Cagayan campus. The study will involve students, instructors, and the librarian at Isabela State University, Cagayan campus. These groups will provide valuable insights into the system performance, usability, and any challenges they face. To evaluate the quality of our web-based library management system, we use the ISO 25010 Software Quality Standard. Instrumentation to assess the system quality, the ISO 25010 questionnaire will be used. This evaluates various quality characteristics such as functional suitability, usability, security, and performance efficiency. For our data gathering, we first ask permission from the librarian to observe current library operations. Data gathering procedures, permission from the librarian and observing current library operations. Brainstorming and reviewing literature to identify issues. Designing the system based on these findings and testing the development system. Analyzing the data, we use the Likert scale to assess both the problems and the compliance of the proposed system with ISO 25010 software quality standards. Data analysis, the Likert scale will be used to interpret the survey data, and it will evaluate the severity of problems in this library system and assess how well the new system meets ISO 25010 standards. The weight mean formula will be used to analyze responses.
Let's move on to the results and discussion. Part 1, System Problem Identification, and it have 4 categories: performance, book management, borrowing books, and monitoring borrowing or returning. In performance, it have an overall category mean 2.7. It is not a problem. The results indicate that the system performance is generally satisfactory, while users reported occasional delays in loading and processing, the average mean scores remain low, suggesting that performance issues are not significantly disruptive. In book management, it have overall category mean 1.99. It is not a problem. Respondents indicate minimal difficulty in book management. Issues like duplicate entries, organizing books, and data validation were considered manageable. This suggests the system has adequate features for book categorization and entry validation. Then, in borrowing books, category mean is 2.11. It is not a problem. Borrowing procedures appear to be clear to the most users, while minor concern exists about accuracy in records and multiple borrower handling. These do not critically affect user experience. And last, the monitoring borrowing or returning. Category mean 2.12. It is not a problem. Tracking and returning books is perceived to be relatively smooth. Some concerns were raised over lost book detection, indicating a possible need for improvement in overdue or lost items alerts. We have a part 2, ISO 25010 software quality evaluation, and have eight categories. It is a functional sustainability, performance efficiency, compatibility, usability, reliability, security, maintainability, and portability. The functional sustainability have a 4.31 overall mean. It is a very great extent. The system meets its intended purpose effectively. Users feel the software includes all necessary functional functions and that features work as expected. Performance efficiency. The category mean is 4.41, a very great extent. The system is responsive and efficient even under high usage or large data sets. This aligns with earlier results from Part 1, indicating performance is not a major concern. Then, we have a compatibility. Category mean is 4.59, very great extent. The system performs consistently across various devices and platforms and integrates well with other systems. These high scores reflect strong adaptability and interoperability. Next is usability. It is a category mean is a 4.38, very great extent. The interface is user-friendly and is easy to learn. Helpful prompts and documentation support users effectively, reinforcing ease of use across all user types. Next is reliability. Category mean is 4.45, very great extent. Respondents reported consistent system performance with minimal errors or crashes. The ability to recover from interruptions also contributes to overall trust in the system's reliability. And next is security. Category mean is 4.50, very great extent. A strong authentication and data protection mechanism are in place, with system well shielded from common threats. This instills user confidence, especially for sensitive data management. And then next is maintainability. Category mean 4.43, very great extent. The system is well structured, allowing easy updates and modifications. Good documentation also supports maintainability for developers and administrators. And lastly, we have a portability. Category mean is 4.36. It is a very great extent. The software can be installed and migrated easily across different environments, showing excellent flexibility for deployment and scaling. In summary, overall, the system demonstrates high quality and effectiveness based on both problem identification and the ISO 25010 quality model. The software is not only free from critical users' complaints but also excels in aspects like performance, usability, reliability, and security. Areas with reliability lower but still positive feedback, example is lost book detection, could benefit from minor improvements, but the general user sentiment is highly favorable. In conclusion, based on the responses gathered from 30 participants, including 1 librarian, 5 instructors, and 24 students, it can be concluded that the current library management system is performing effectively across multiple areas. From Part 1 of the evaluation, all categories: performance, book management, borrowing, and monitoring of borrowing and return receive average mean scores that fall under the interpretation of not a problem. This suggests that common operational issues such as system delays, data validation, and tracking borrowing books are generally well managed and not significantly impact users. In Part 2, aligned with the ISO 25010 software quality standards, the system received very high marks across all 8 quality attributes, with category means ranging from 4.31 to 4.59. Users express a high level of satisfaction with the system's functionality, performance, efficiency, compatibility, usability, reliability, security, maintainability, and portability. These results indicate that the system is not only functioning well but also adheres to recognized software quality standards. Let's proceed on recommendation. While the evaluation results are very positive, the following recommendations aim to further improve the system and maintain high-quality performance. First, enhance book tracking for lost and unreturned items. Although not a critical issue, the relatively higher mean scores is detecting lost and unreturned books, 2.43, suggests room for improvement. Implementing automated alerts or overdue tracking features could enhance this area. Second, continue monitoring system load performance. Even though performance was not identified as a problem, periodic load testing during peak hours is advised to ensure continued responsiveness and prevent future bottlenecks. Third, conduct regular security audits. Security features are rated highly, but regular audit and updates are essential to protect against evolving threats such as SQL injection, cross-site scripting, and data breaches. Fourth, provide ongoing training and documentation to support usability and maintainability. Continuous updates to users, manuals, and developers documentation should be prioritized. Occasionally, training for librarians and staff will help maximize the system's full potential. And lastly, consider feedback from all users' roles. Continue gathering feedback from the all user types, especially students, who make up the majority of users, to identify any role-specific issues and improve user-centered design.